One controls the Duchy, the other outworks every royal in the family. One holds the future crown, the other holds 32 years of institutional seniority, and both of them, Diana's son and Diana's sister-in-law, have been making moves that point in exactly one direction. William from one side, Anne from the other, and Camilla caught in between, watching the walls close in from both directions at once. By the end of this video, you'll see exactly why Camilla can't survive what's coming from both sides. We'll go through all 15, from the legal authority they now share, to the legacy moves they've made in parallel, to the institutional positions Camilla can't match from either side. Stay for the move William and Anne made on the same day without coordinating, and near the end, the reason Camilla can't fight a war on two fronts. Let's start with the power they share, that Camilla doesn't hold. Number 1. William and Anne are both counselors of state. Camilla is one by marriage. In November 2022, Charles asked Parliament to add Anne and Edward as counselors of state. Parliament passed the act within 3 weeks. William was already a counselor by birth. Now Anne is too, hand-picked by the king. Both can sign for the king when he's overseas. Both can hold Privy Council meetings. Both can receive ambassadors. Both can grant royal assent. Camilla is also a counselor, automatically because she's the sovereign's spouse. She didn't earn it. It came with the marriage certificate. William inherited constitutional authority through blood. Anne was handpicked. Camilla received it through a wedding ring. Two people Charles trusts with the keys to the kingdom, his son and his sister, not his wife. And when Charles travels abroad, Camilla flies with him, which leaves William and Anne at home, running the country. Diana was stripped of every constitutional function the day she lost HRH. They took everything from her, and now her son holds the keys Charles took from her, and Anne holds the rest, while Camilla sits on an airplane with no function at all. That constitutional power matters, but power without presence is invisible. And the next paired move shows what happens when the hardest working royal in Britain works next to the most photographed. 478 against 228. Those numbers alone should worry Camilla. But add Catherine to the equation, and it gets worse. Number 2. Anne did 478 engagements in 2025. Camilla did 228. William controls where Catherine goes. Anne carried out 478 engagements last year. Camilla managed 228, more than double, from the woman who doesn't hold the title of queen. And on William's side, he controls which events Catherine attends. He positioned Catherine at state dinners next to world leaders. He sent her to Italy, where crowds said she is like Diana was. He built the engagement diary that makes Catherine the most visible woman in the monarchy. Anne outworks Camilla 2-1. Catherine outshines her in every photograph. That's not one problem for Camilla, that's 2. Let me say that again. The hardest working royal outworks Camilla 2-1 from above. The most visible princess outshines her from below, from opposite directions, and neither Anne nor William asked the other's permission. The pincer just happened naturally, because both of them know what the institution needs, and both of them know it isn't Camilla. But outworking and outshining are numbers. The next move is personal. It's about what two women chose to wear, and what those choices say about who they carry. 2 different women, 2 different lapels, 2 different messages, and Camilla can read both of them. Number 3. Anne wears Elizabeth's brooches. William put Diana's ring on Catherine's finger. Anne pins Elizabeth's private brooches to her lapel at every engagement. Pieces Elizabeth gave her personally. Pieces nobody in the royal collection can access. Pieces that say, "My mother's legacy is mine." William placed Diana's 12-carat sapphire on Catherine's hand in 2010 and told the world, "This is my way of keeping her close to it all." One carries the mother's legacy, the other carries Diana's, and both of them carry it where Camilla can see it. Every public photograph of Anne's lapel says, "Elizabeth chose me." Every photograph of Catherine's left hand says, "Diana lives here now." Camilla wears crown jewels on loan. Anne and Catherine wear inheritance. And the difference between borrowed and inherited is the difference between temporary and permanent. Next time you see a photograph of Anne and Catherine side by side, look at what they're wearing. You'll see the inheritance. And you'll know Camilla's jewels go back. I really want to get to number 9, the day William and Anne moved on the same front without saying a word to each other. But first, 4 through 8, because those are the paired moves that prove this isn't coincidence, it's convergence. Number 4, Anne took Elizabeth's charity. Catherine took Diana's. Camilla got neither. In 2025, Anne was named Patron of Friends of the Elderly, a role her mother, Queen Elizabeth, held for over 60 years. When Elizabeth died, the institution decided who would inherit it, not Camilla, Anne. The same year, Catherine was confirmed as patron of Tai Haifan Children's Hospice, Diana's charity, empty for 28 years since Diana's death because nobody in the family felt right filling it. 2 legacies, 2 charities. 2 women stepping into roles that belong to the 2 most beloved queens in modern history. And the current queen was offered neither. The institution decided that Elizabeth's legacy was safest with Anne, that Diana's legacy was safest with Catherine, that neither legacy belonged anywhere near Diana's replacement. 2 patronages skipping the queen entirely, both going to the women Diana's memory trusts. The charities skipped Camilla, but the next move is more personal, because one woman called Camilla a word to her face, and the other erased her sister's income with a single number. The word was opportunistic. The number was nil. Number 5. Anne never thawed toward Camilla. William fired the woman who hid the affair. A royal insider told New Idea in 2021 that Anne has always found Camilla opportunistic. Body language expert Judy James told Express that Anne gave Camilla the cold shoulder at the 2005 wedding. 20 years. Anne never warmed, never softened, never let Camilla forget where she came from. Here's William's side. Annabelle Elliott, Camilla's sister, provided the country house where Charles and Camilla conducted the affair while Diana was home with the boys. The woman who hid the affair. For 19 years after Charles married Camilla, Annabelle collected hundreds of thousands in no-bid Duchy contracts. William's first accounts nil. Anne held the emotional wall for 20 years. William demolished the financial one with 5 letters. One woman who calls Camilla opportunistic, one man who cut her sister's income to 0, and Camilla can't confront either of them without admitting the other one is right. Number 6. Anne walks ahead of Camilla at the Garter. William controls the duchy beneath Highgrove. Anne holds a Garter appointment from 1994, 28 years before Camilla's 2022 appointment. She requested to be installed as Royal Knight, not Lady, the same rank as William, the same rank as Edward. She walks ahead of Camilla in the Garter procession every year because the order walks in reverse precedence, and Anne outranks Camilla by nearly 3 decades. Now add William's side. He controls the Duchy of Cornwall, which owns Highgrove, the country house Camilla has called home for 20 years. Charles pays William's estate roughly £700,000 a year in rent to live there. The lease is tenant for life. It expires when Charles dies. Anne outranks Camilla in the oldest order of chivalry in Britain. William controls the ground beneath the house Camilla sleeps in. One decides where Camilla walks. The other decides whether she has a home to go back to. And neither needs the other's permission to make that decision. And honestly, the next 2 are the ones that show. The gap isn't just institutional, it's global. Number 7. Anne walked into a war zone. William built a global prize. Camilla attended a garden party. In 2025, Anne flew to Kiev and met President Zelensky while missiles were still falling on Ukrainian cities. A 74-year-old woman walked into an active war zone alone, representing the entire British crown, while the Queen stayed home. The same year, William's Earthshot Prize awarded £50 million in global environmental prizes, a platform backed by Bloomberg and Amazon that carries his name, not the crown's. Camilla's biggest international moment? Attending a state dinner beside Charles. From war zone to prize ceremony to dinner party, that's the gap. Diana once said she wanted to be queen of people's hearts. She walked through a live minefield in Angola in January 1997, alone, without body armor, while the cameras watched and the world held its breath. 7 months later, she was dead. Her sister-in-law walked into Ukraine. Her son built Earthshot, and the woman who replaced Diana attended a garden party with a glass of champagne. The people who carry the real weight of this family have always done it alone, without needing Camilla in the room, without wanting her there. Number 8. Anne rides horseback at trooping. Catherine dominates the balcony. Every June, the visual contrast writes itself. Anne arrives at Trooping the Color on horseback in full military uniform, the only woman in the family to do so. She rides with the cavalry. She wears the uniform of the Blues and Royals. Camilla arrives in a carriage, in a hat and dress, waving. Then the balcony. Catherine stands prominently with George, Charlotte, and Louis. The press photographs Catherine and the children. "Hello," reported Charlotte, led the Royals at Trooping 2026. Catherine paid homage to Diana through her outfit. 2 women, Anne and Catherine, framing the image of the monarchy from below and above, soldier and mother, uniform and sapphire, and Camilla between them, in a carriage, in a hat, not riding, not leading, present, and from now on, every time you watch Trooping the Color, you'll look for Anne on the horse and Catherine on the balcony. And you'll notice where Camilla is. You won't be able to stop yourself. Stay with me, because number 9 is the one that proves the convergence isn't coordinated. It's instinctive. Number 9, they both inherited legacy roles on the same timeline, without coordinating. Think about the sequence. September 8th, 2022, Elizabeth dies. Charles becomes king. William inherits the Duchy. Anne is added as Counselor of State. The same week. Within months. William exposes Annabel Elliott's payments. Anne takes Friends of the Elderly. William moves away from every building Camilla occupies. Anne continues her 478 engagement pace. William fires Annabel. Anne wears Elizabeth's brooches. Catherine takes Diana's hospice. Anne takes Elizabeth's charity. William positions Catherine next to world leaders. Anne walks ahead of Camilla at the Garter. Neither coordinated. No strategy meeting. No memo. They moved in the same direction because they share the same instinct. Protect the legacy. And the future they're building doesn't include Camilla at the center of anything. I really want to get to 15. The reason Camilla can't fight this on 2 fronts. But first, 10 through 14, because those are the positions William and Anne hold together that no queen consort can match. Number 10. William is blood royal and heir. Anne is blood royal and princess royal. Camilla is neither. Both of their titles are permanent. When Charles dies, Camilla becomes Queen Dowager. Respect without constitutional authority, without military command, without duchy control. A title without a function. William becomes king. Anne stays Princess Royal, Counselor, Colonel-in-Chief of 6 regiments, Royal Knight of the Garter, patron of 300-plus organizations. The 2 people flanking Camilla at every state event hold titles that survive every reign. Camilla's is the only title in the room that expires, 2 permanent, 1 temporary, and the temporary one belongs to the Queen. Number 11. Anne's trust was earned in blood. William's was inherited through Diana's. March 20th, 1974. Ian Ball blocked Anne's car on the mall and fired 6 shots. He told Anne to get out. She looked at him and said, "Not bloody likely." She was 23. That sentence made her a legend. Anne earned her trust through courage. 478 engagements. Ukraine. The uniform every June. William inherited trust through Diana, through the sapphire ring on Catherine's finger, through the cancer video that channeled Diana's openness, through naming his daughter Charlotte Elizabeth Diana, through every single choice that carries his mother's memory forward and keeps Camilla's legacy out of the frame. 2 different sources of public trust, both unshakable, both flowing toward the same family, both flowing away from Camilla. YouGov. Camilla polls at 42%, positive, 45% negative. More British people dislike Camilla than like her. Let me say that number again differently. The Queen of England is less popular than the woman who told a gunman, "Not bloody likely," on the Mall in 1974, and less popular than the boy who put his dead mother's ring on his wife's finger. Two trusted people flanking one untrusted person is the definition of a closing pincer, and the untrusted person is the one wearing the crown. Number 12, William wrote Diana's name into the succession. Anne wears Elizabeth's legacy on her lapel. Charlotte Elizabeth Diana, not Charlotte Elizabeth Camilla. William wrote Diana's name into the line of succession, into the birth certificate of the fourth in line to the throne. Every christening, every confirmation, every future coronation will read that name out loud. Diana's name, spoken in the same abbey where Diana's coffin lay. Anne wears Elizabeth's brooches as a daily tribute. Pieces her mother gave her privately, pieces the royal collection can't access, pieces Camilla will never borrow. Both carry their mother's legacies visibly, publicly, permanently. The names William chose honor Diana and Elizabeth. The brooches Anne wears honor Elizabeth. Camilla's name doesn't appear on the birth certificate. Camilla's legacy doesn't appear on Anne's lapel. The women being honored are the women who came before, not the person who came after. Number 13, William controls the budget. Anne controls the work ethic. Camilla controls neither. The Duchy of Cornwall, £1.1 billion in assets, over £23 million in annual income, answers to William. 2 days ago, he published his tax bill for the first time in 689 years. £7.76 million. He surrendered £1.5 million in Dartmoor income to the community, while Camilla's sister was collecting hundreds of thousands from the same estate for interior design. He's selling 20% by 2040 to invest £500 million in housing for the homeless, the people Diana sat beside on shelter floors in the 1980s. The engagement diary, 478 engagements in 2025, is dominated by Anne. William controls the money. Anne controls the pace. Camilla controls 228 engagements and no estate. The two people who control the institution's resources and reputation are Diana's son and Elizabeth's daughter, not the Queen. Number 14, William moved to Windsor. Anne never left Gatcombe. William chose Forest Lodge in Windsor Great Park as his future monarchy HQ. Away from Buckingham Palace, away from Clarence House, away from every building Camilla currently occupies. GB News reported he plans to run the entire monarchy from Windsor. Not from the palace where Camilla hosts state dinners. Not from the house where Camilla lives. From a home in Windsor that has zero connection to Camilla's world. Anne's been at Gatcombe Park since 1976, 6 miles from Highgrove, the house Camilla calls home. Anne never needed to move. She chose her ground 50 years ago and never left it. Both positioned themselves outside Camilla's orbit without consulting each other. William at Windsor, Anne at Gatcombe, 2 anchors on opposite sides of the country, and Camilla in between, at Clarence House, at Highgrove, at Buckingham Palace, in buildings that answer to William's duchy or William's future household, borrowed ground in every direction. Number 15, Camilla can't fight a war on 2 fronts. That's why she's already lost. This is where all 15 converge. It's not about one person, it's about 2, moving from opposite directions with the same instinct. William holds the future, the duchy, the crown, the household, the budget, the jewels, and the narrative. Anne holds the present, the work rate, the garter seniority, the military commands, the patronages, and the trust she's earned over 56 years. Both carry Diana's memory. Both carry Elizabeth's. And Camilla can't fight both. She can't outwork Anne. 478 to 228 every year. She can't outshine Catherine. The cameras prove it at every event. She can't outmaneuver William. The duchy accounts prove it every March. She's surrounded by the son Diana raised, by the sister-in-law who never forgot Diana, by the daughter-in-law who wears Diana's ring, and by the granddaughter who carries Diana's name. The walls are closing in with protocol, with numbers, with brooches and sapphires and Duchy accounts and engagement diaries and the quiet, unstoppable weight of two people who loved Diana and who never forgot her. Diana's son on one side, Elizabeth's daughter on the other, and Camilla in the middle. Because she was never supposed to be there. They were. Those were the 15 ways William and Anne joined forces to protect Diana's legacy. From a shared counselor of state authority that Camilla holds only through marriage, to a two-front convergence no queen consort can survive. One controls the crown and the other earned the country, and between them, Camilla has nowhere left to turn. Princess Anne's 20 savage moves from inside the palace are the reason those walls keep getting closer. If you want to see those 20 moves, that video is right here.